Okay, so on to the next track in Tom's mixtape series, man. So far, it's been so chilled. It's been so fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. The next artist over here is Ugly Kid Joe, Cat in the Cradle. I've never heard of this artist, never heard of the song. This is absolutely artist and song brand new to the channel. We've never reacted to the artist and neither the song. So yeah, this I see is another video. I see all of them, the majority of them are videos, and it seems that I'm having a bit of issues with the copyright at the moment, so I'm having to go back in the editing and have to put filters on all of the videos because I didn't put a filter over here. So, and sometimes I try really not to put the filter, so I upload and it tells me blocked, and I'm like, alright, I'll put the filter, because I understand it's not cool to have the filter on top of the video, and I try really hard for that not to be the case. But the problem is that when it is the case, it's just an absolute annoyance because it's going back into editing and going back to putting filters and back into rendering again and then back into uploading for the second time, which is painful. So, but for this series, we'll just keep it that way. But we've already had to put filters on 2 tracks. So I'm hoping that we don't have to deal with that on this one, but if we do, you're gonna see some flames. Let's rock and roll, man. Ugly Kid Joe, Cat in the Cradle. Let's see what we got. Let's go.
My child arrived just the other day. Came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away. He was talking before I knew it, and as he grew, he said, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you coming home.
Wait a second. Why does that sound familiar, man? I have not heard this song. Not in any sort of intimate setting, but I've heard this somewhere in like a movie or something. That hook, that chorus is very familiar. I can already see the premise straight off the bat. It's basically, as parents, and it's very relatable. As parents, you've got bills to pay, you've got things to do, you've got to keep food on the table, you've got to keep the roof over the family's head, and things like that. And sometimes, that can get hectic and you don't have time for your kids. And your kids don't get to see you. They don't get to see the work you do. Look, for me, I work from my office from home in any case, so I get to spend a fair amount of time with my child. But it's one of those things for parents. So how do you balance that out? Yes, I'd love to spend every single waking minute with my child, but I can't do that. I can't do that because I've got responsibilities that I need to undertake for his own benefits, to ensure that he can eat, to ensure that he can get school, to ensure that he can get clothed and things like that. And that's a hard thing to juggle, and sometimes it can become a very painful thing to juggle. But okay, I get that.
Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, my son turned 10 just the other day. Said thanks for the ball, Dad, come on, let's play. Could you teach me to throw? I said, not today, I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay, yeah. He walked away and smiled and he said, I'm gonna be like him, yeah. I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue with the man on the moon. When you coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then.
Very cool, very cool. On the actual video, providing that there's no flames over this video, which I can't help if there are. But he starts walking on the street. You don't actually see the father's shoes, and then he walks over it, and the father's shoes are behind. He wants to walk in his dad's footsteps. The whole concept of the cat in the cradle is actually very clever, right? So it's almost like you've had these children, and then afterwards they're in the cradle. But playing into the cat is playing into the curiosity. So the kids are always curious, like why does dad not have time for me? His dad had to work. But yet you are still seen as their hero. So all a child ever wants to do when they're growing up, and it's something that I've noticed with my little one, all a child wants to be is an adult. That's all they want to be. They want to be what daddy is. They want to grow up to do what daddy does. They just want to do adult things, right? And it's within it's our responsibility to ensure that you nurture that in a great way, because they're curious and they want to know what you're doing, and they everything you've got to lead by example. It's not a case of like do as I say, not do as I do. You actually got to lead by example, because everything they see is what they'll take, right? So it's actually it's quite an interesting, very relatable sort of thing. I mean, even if I remember when I was a kid with my father, like I saw him as my hero, so I always looked at him, and he wasn't the greatest sort of role models. Let me put it that way. But he was still a good person. Like, he was still a very good person. I still looked at him as a hero, and that's incredibly important. It's incredibly important. But carry on, let's go.
We'll have a good time there. Well, it came from college just the other day. So much like a man, I just had to say, I'm proud of you. Could you sit for a while? He shook his head and he said with a smile, what I'm feeling like that is to borrow the car keys. See you later, can I have them please? And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you coming home, son, I don't know where. We'll get together there. You know we'll have a good time there.
Those moments with your child are so special. Like I say, that connection, that bond with your child is so special. Those are core memories for him. Core memories with his father, or core memories with his mother, which is a very, 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 very powerful thing, right? And when you actually think of the child's connection with their father, right? It comes on actually many different levels. It comes on like what he sees his dad do, how he sees his dad act, seeing his dad's temperament, seeing whether his dad's got time for him, and things like that. And that sort of like either fundamentally creates a really powerful connection, or it starts creating a bit of a rift and a split, and there starts being resentment towards the end. Kids don't want, as much as kids want the cool stuff, all the toys and things like that, the thing they want most is their dad. I mean, I buy my little one a lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, he wants me to play with him with that stuff, right? And it's like, your daddy bought me this, but then come play with me, come play soccer, come play this, come play this. They want their dad to be involved in all that kind of thing. You know what I mean? And when a dad's not, it's like one more, when a dad's not there for a birthday, when a dad's not there to watch them play soccer, when a dad's not there for all of those important things. I understand working on it every day, but the important things are absolutely integral to the child. And that's why I have a rule in my house that when it comes to dinner time, there's no cell phones, no nothing, and you sit at a dinner table. There's no such thing as sitting in the lounge and sitting on a couch and eating in front of the TV. No, we sit as a family at the dinner table, and we all eat, we all talk, and we all do whatever we have to do together at the table, right? And he gets up when we're finished, and then he can go. He's asked me a couple of times, so, oh, Daddy, can I eat on the couch? No, you can't. You can't eat dinner on the couch. You eat dinner with us at the table. That is a very, very important thing, and that's something that I will instill in him. Family time is at the table, and you're not eating at the couch. We're not eating in front of TVs. We're not going to become these fucking droids that just shovel food into our mouths while there's flickering images in front of us. That ain't happening, right? We interact together as a family at the table, right? And when that is done, go do your thing. Right, but there's no such thing as, oh, just go and go eat there if you want to go eat there. Not a chance. That's not happening in my house. Let's go.
Long since retired, my son's moved away. I called him up just the other day. I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time. You see, my new job's a hassling the kids of the food, but it's sure nice talking to you.
I thought the song was going to come around to that. It was always going to be the full circle where you have no time for your kid, and then as you get older and you get all of the time in the world, your kid then being older, he's doing a whole bunch of things. He has no time for you, right? And it's painful both ways. Do you know what I mean? The father gets to feel the pain and disappointment that the child felt when you had no time, right? Fire.
Dad, it's been sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, you'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue in the man on the moon. When you coming home, son, I don't know where. We'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue in the man on the moon. When you coming home, son, I don't know where. We'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then.
Love that. That also, the spray painting on the tree, the representation of when he was small, and the representation of when he was big, spray painting and whatever else. It's kind of fitted into his mold. He's became exactly him. The tree, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and that's what actually happened. That's how it was. And unfortunately, sometimes that's just the way life is. And unfortunately, it's also down to environment. That's what the kid saw. That's what the kid admired about his father, is that he was a hardworking man, and he became a hardworking person. When the father eventually stopped working and had the time for his kid was doing the same thing as his father, and says, well, sorry, now I don't have the time for you because I'm working, right? And I'm trying to achieve something and chase my dreams and things like that. And it goes full circle all the way around. Very cool, man. Very, very, very cool. Like I said, that sounded very familiar to me. Not that I ever heard it on a playlist, not that I ever heard it anywhere. I've heard it somewhere, like either in movies or something like that, but we've never really broken down the lyrics over here. But beautiful, beautiful track. So far, this has been my favorite of the series. You guys let me know what you think down below. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!